Phantasy Star IV, Retold. Written by Michael Plymel. Narrated by Mason Bourne. Chapter 4. Chaz. With the boss dead, no more of those large-headed monsters will be showing up in this basement. So to ensure we fully complete our mission, Alice makes one final sweep of each room on our way out, methodically ensuring that not a single one escapes. When she's satisfied that we've wiped them all out, we head back to the stairs that lead to the Academy's first floor. I wonder what the capsules in the basement are for, I say as we near the stairs. Are they really breeding monsters down here? I'm going to make the headmaster tell us. Alice sounds a bit too excited about the whole affair. Hey you, you're coming along too.
Who? Me?
Han asks with a stiff voice. Don't pull that lost child act on me. Come on, we're almost there. We reach the top of the stairs and step back into the brightly lit room where we first met Han. Without missing a step, Alice marches straight to the headmaster's office and bursts through the door. What's wrong? You seem upset. The headmaster can't hide the anxiety in his voice. Were you able to defeat those monsters? Alice takes a step closer to the headmaster's desk and places her hands atop its surface. Yes, but there's something I want to ask you. What? Is it just my imagination that I saw some strange things in the basement? The headmaster's finger begins to tap the wooden desk, his eyes wandering. Alice's hands shoot out, grabbing the headmaster's coat and pulling him close. Stop beating around the bush. Someone keeping information from me is the 6th most dangerous thing in this world. Right already. I'll tell you what I know. He sits back in his chair after Alice releases his collar. You are aware of the recent outbreak of a new breed of monsters, are you not? Oh yes. Thanks to the outbreak, I'm not hurting for work. Well, 3 months ago, Professor Holt identified Birth Valley as the origin of the outbreak, and he went to investigate. He says he discovered the remains of an ancient and advanced civilization. The investigation team brought back the monster breeding capsule and immediately set forth on their second investigation mission, but not one of them came back, Han says. Yes, that's right, Han. And despite all this, you didn't send out a rescue team, and even banned entry to Birth Valley. No, I was trying to send out a rescue team, but... Something happened? Alice asks, obviously curious. At that moment, a man who called himself Zio appeared before my eyes. Zio? I've heard of him. That fake sorcerer. Sometime in the recent past. My dear headmaster of Motavia Academy, a voice says to me. How are you? Who are you? The shock causes me to nearly fall from my chair. I hear a soft thud behind me, but I don't turn to look. My attendant is organizing the documents on the shelves behind me, and the sound obviously came from him dropping a stack of papers at the sudden appearance of an unknown man. I am the dark sorcerer Zio. Do not intrude on Birth Valley. What do you mean? In the future, if you ever let anyone set foot in Birth Valley... Zio's eyes look at a point behind me. As I stare into them, they begin to fill with an ominous red light. Something flows out from Zio, like a wave of energy, causing goosebumps to break out on my body. My attendant yells. I turn around, horrified at the sight of the young man's petrified body. Let me make something clear, Zio says before I can even process what's happening. There is no need for you to go to Birth Valley. He holds my eyes, and in them, I see certain death were I to cross him. I understand, I say, having no other choice. We'll bar entry to Birth Valley. Without another word, a bright flash of light erupts from Zio. When it fades, he's gone. Present time. It's related to the research team, Han says after listening to the headmaster's story. So that's why the Birth Valley situation wasn't announced, I say. And also why you tried to keep a lid on the monster situation. But what's Zeo and the remains of an ancient advanced civilization got to do with any of this? It seems like these are signs of something to come, Alice says. Having heard the full story, Han steps toward the door. I need to help the professor. I'm going to Birth Valley. Alice walks up behind him. Psst, Han. This is egg-laying season for sandworms, so be careful. The young scientist freezes in his tracks. Alice? We'll tag along for 300 meseta, plus expenses. Deal. Birth Valley is to the northeast. Let's hurry. We leave both the headmaster and academy behind, stepping out into the city that surrounds the University of Learning. There's a sense of liveliness to the town, since many of them are students who've come to study at the academy. They've brought a youthful energy here with them. As a 16-year-old, a part of me is drawn to that atmosphere. It's like a magnet for people my age, with promises of rowdy games and memorable nights. Even these scholarly students like to enjoy their time off, just like any others. But no matter how fun a night out with them could be, I know that the worlds we live in are far too distant for us to intermingle for long. Recent technological advancements have brought science and technology to the forefront of the world. No longer are researchers and scholars ridiculed. With each leap forward they give us with their science, they earn that much more respect. These students are a product of that recent change, seeking to join the growing body of people who are trying to unlock even more secrets of the universe. Perhaps one day, we will even be able to travel the stars, like people did 1,000 years ago. With the recent climate disasters and growing monster infestations, many even believe that the only path to our survival lies somewhere in the mysteries of science. I don't know about any of that, but what I do know is I'm nothing like them. Even I'm aware that I'm not really smart or insightful. But I can certainly fight, so that's what I decided to do. Somebody has to deal with the monsters, after all. Birth Valley's to the north, Alice says. We won't reach it today, so we'll be stopping at a little town called Mile for the night. Han and I follow her as we finally step outside the Academy City. Sounds good to me. I'm ready to get on the road again. I'll do my best when we encounter monsters, Han says with a bit of anxiety. You're pretty good with that dagger, so I think you'll be fine. In fact, why don't I train you on the way? I want to see what you're really capable of. To train? No. I'm perfectly happy with my nice, quiet life as a scholar, thanks. Suit yourself, but I'm still going to give you tips anyway. If it's just advice, then it's fine. Han nods as he speaks. Ha, good. Then let the training begin. Hey, weren't you paying attention just now? There won't be any training. I ignore Han and turn to a group of monsters roaming in the distance. Let's go take them on. I've got a few things to show Han about his handiwork with the dagger. If you want to fight them that badly, then go, Alice says. Monsters like that aren't worth dirtying my slicer. Alright, then I'll catch up to you in a bit. I put my hand on Han's shoulder. Now, let's get started with this advice. I've made a terrible mistake. And so the eventful trip to the town of Mile continues. As for Han, let's just say it's good that he doesn't have to rely on his hunter skills to pay his keep.